Hey, Madeira. So, Dr. Levy again. So, we have your final results. Your hormone level is definitely showing pregnancy, but currently your ultrasound is negative, meaning we're not finding any specific pregnancy in your uterus. So, what this means is one of three different possibilities. The first is that it may be a normal part of pregnancy. Up to a third of women will have some bleeding during pregnancy, and some women actually can have normal periods all the way through their pregnancy. So it may be that this is just too early and that you're a little bit earlier than the 7 weeks that you think you are, and it may be a normal pregnancy. The next possibility is that you may be miscarrying. And what's important to understand about miscarriage is that about 25% of pregnancies will miscarry in the first trimester. There's absolutely nothing that you did wrong. There's nothing you could have done to prevent this. The majority of these cases are genetic when there's a miscarriage this early on, and it can ironically be part of a healthy woman's body to watch for healthy pregnancy. And if the body detects that the pregnancy isn't healthy, it will end the pregnancy. And so miscarriage can actually be a sign of a healthy womb, and you may go on to have further pregnancies that are healthy. If it's a miscarriage, you're going to have some continued bleeding and some pain, but it should pass on its own, and we would recommend following up with your OBs for that situation. And the final possibility that we have to discuss is it's still too early to determine the possibility of there being a tubal pregnancy, or a pregnancy that is out of position. It's not inside the uterus, but is sitting out in the fallopian tubes or other places in your belly. Because the hormone level is low and the ultrasound is normal, doesn't mean that there is not something gradually building in another part of the body. So what's really important is the next step. We're going to let you go home to rest, keep your body healthy. There's nothing specific to be done about this. You can take Tylenol for the cramps and the pain if you need to. The important part is to get another blood test in 2 days to determine if the hormone level is rising or falling. And at that point, you may need another ultrasound. We're going to recommend that you follow up with your OBs in 2 days, but if you're unable to, you can come back to the emergency department. In the meantime, if you were to have really severe pain, a lot of bleeding, and generally we're talking about more than a pad an hour, going on for hours at a time, that would be something we would want you to come back in immediately for. But I'm sorry that you're experiencing this. I just want to reemphasize that this is very common. A lot of women end up in this situation, and it doesn't necessarily mean that there's anything wrong with you. Do you have any questions?